You know what, that's the best we're gonna get. Hi, it's Oishi. Welcome back. Am I doing a Finally Fall book tag in the middle of October? Yeah. And what are you gonna do about it? I mean, I feel like it's fitting because while we have 4 distinct seasons here, they interchange so quickly. Just as you think winter is ending, another snowstorm hits in like April, and just as soon as you think fall is starting, it gets hot again. Literally at the moment I'm filming this, we are heading into a week of double-digit weather, so yeah, I'm doing the Finally Fall book tag. The original questions were made by this person right here, but the video that I got the questions from was Kat of Paperback Dreams, so she will be in the description, that video, down there, if you want to check it out. Okay, now that this intro is unnecessarily long-winded, let's get into it! In fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. For this one, I'm going with How Far We Go and How Fast by Nora Dector. This is not a fall setting at all. It's winter. It's an entirely different season. But damn, if the setting isn't vivid. As a person who lives in quite a wintry climate, I hated it. And by hated it, I mean it was so good because I could feel the cold seeping into my bones, and I hate cold. I hate the winter. Basically half the year here is winter, so that's great for me. But I think it is a very vivid, feels very present when you're reading it, that you can just feel the snow and feel the cold winter wind cutting through all the layers that you've put on to try and stay warm, and it's still managing to just stab you. This book is set in the prairies, and I'm not from the prairies, but I know it's pretty bad out there. Compared to the prairies, I'm sure Toronto looks like a dream because we got that big ass lake to keep in the warmth during the winter, but in the prairies you don't have anything. You just have land, so it's really cold. There's a little passage in here that I think really sums up what winter in the prairies is like. Soon there was nothing to say that wasn't a comment on the cold. On the prairie you're raised to respect the winter. You're told stories of children who die of snowball hits to the head, of teenagers who lose fingertips to the frost, and of drunks who lie down to rest on a snowbank and never sober up again. As we stood in silence at the side of the road, I became aware of how cocky we'd been. We weren't dressed for such an expedition. Isn't that great? Doesn't that sound just absolutely great? Wouldn't you want to live in that? Wouldn't you want to spend over 6 months of your life in that for years and years and years and years? I mean, I guess it could be worse. Not fall at all, but it's a season, and it has a very vivid setting. Nature is beautiful, but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written, but also deals with a heavy topic. For this one, I have to go with Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. I read this pretty recently, and it was beautiful. I loved it so much. This book follows a Chinese-American family living in Ohio in the 70s. We follow them after their favorite daughter, Lydia, has just been found dead in a lake. It is a very devastating picture of a family falling apart, of a family that is having to deal with these decade-long problems that they've had that have just been passed down to their children and bottled up and never talked about, and it is so sad to see everything fall apart. On the other hand, it is absolutely beautiful. Celeste Ng, her writing is so gorgeous. It is smooth and transportive and immersive. It just like swathes you in a blanket of beauty. So you're reading about something that is absolutely devastating, but you can't stop because it's so beautiful that you have to keep going. If you haven't picked this up already, I highly suggest you do. I absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Fall is back to school season. Name a nonfiction book that taught you something new. Confession, I don't read a lot of nonfiction. That is something that I want to rectify in the future, but as of now, nonfiction has not really been a part of my life, so instead I'm going to alter this question and I'm going to show you a book that I read for school that taught me something new. And for that, I'm going to go with Le Petit Prince. I read this last year in French class, and I learned a few things. Number one, I learned that I have a very slow reading pace in French. I have the reading pace of approximately a 2nd grader, but I have the comprehension of like a 6th grader. But other than that, I did learn something actual and real. Essentially, this book is metaphors. It's just metaphor after metaphor after metaphor. That's what it is. And I really loved it. As someone who loves analysis and loves to just pick apart literature wherever it can find it, I had a fun time with this, trying to figure out what it was talking about. And I think it is really valuable for people to read. It's about a young pilot whose plane goes down, I think in the Sahara Desert, and he ends up running into a little boy who is the little prince, and the little prince tells him stories about the planet that he came from. I think one of the biggest things to take away from this is that when you grow up don't grow up to the extent where you are like some of the characters in this book. Obviously, growing up is inevitable, everyone has to do it at some point, but we should never grow up to the point where we can't still have fun, where we can't still find joy in little things, and can't still go back to our childhood and like childlike wonder. Because there's a lot of characters in this that have absolutely lost the magic from childhood, and it's made them worse people. I think it's a really valuable life lesson, and I really enjoy this book. I think you should read it, whether that be in French or English. I will say that some of these quotes in here, they just hit differently in French, because French is already a beautiful language, and then there's beautiful quotes that talk about really beautiful things. It's just beautiful, all in all. In order to keep warm, it's good to spend time with people we love. Name a fictional family / household / friend group you would like to be a part of. I feel like the easy answer for this is the Weasleys. The Weasleys, they're amazing. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a part of their family? I have grown up with them, basically, so of course I would love to live in the Burrow. I would love to have my picture on their clock. But seeing as that's a very easy answer, I'm gonna keep going. Obviously, any found family that Uncle Rick has written, I want to be a part of. I both want to be best friends with Percy, Annabeth, and Grover, and I'm also deeply, deeply in love with Percy and Annabeth. And lastly, the friend group from Atla. I mean, Team Avatar, they're amazing. Like, how could you not want to be a part of their group? And I know Avatar is a show, but there are graphic novels, so I'm gonna count it. I have such a soft spot for found family. Give me found family in anything and I am sure to love it. The colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show a collection of fall-colored spines. Oh. I didn't think this through. Give me a minute. Here we go. Okay. Fall-colored spines. Let me go through them, hold on. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. I Am the Messenger by Marcus Zuzak. The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F by Mark Manson. The Tropic of Orange by Karen Tay Yamashita. Illuminate by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. And finally, The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I just realized how many orange and red spines I have. Like, this wasn't even all of it. There are more. Can you see them? Yeah, you can see more. Where? Right there, right there, right there, right there. And there's some over there that you can't really see. But yeah, I have a lot, which I only realized just now. Also, the funny thing is that I have not read a single book in this stack except for I Am the Messenger. The Nights Are Getting Darker. Share a dark, creepy read. For this one, I am gonna go with The Devil All the Time by Donald Ray Pollock. I just read this, like I finished it last week, I want to say, and wow, it is really messed up. Think of any and every bad thing that a person could do, and I assure you, it is in this book. People in this book do those things. This book follows a large cast of characters in 2 towns in Ohio called Knockemstiff and Mead, and they are very, very bad people. We follow these characters as they do their shenanigans, and we see just how awful they truly can be. It is quite dark, it's quite disturbing. Having said that, I really enjoyed it. I don't condone anything that anybody in this book does, by the way. It's just, it's like roadkill. It's awful and horrible, and you know that, but you just can't look away. So yeah, if you'd like something that is quite disturbing and dark, then The Devil All the Time is the way to go. There's also a movie on Netflix, which I thought was pretty good. It was okay. Don't worry, I will be talking about the movie in a different video, but yeah, if you would like to read something that is gross and yikes, The Devil All the Time. The days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up someone's cold and rainy day. For this one, I chose Save the Date by... what is her name? Morgan Matson. Why did I forget that name? Save the Date by Morgan Matson. Granted, this is not a very short book. It's like 400-ish pages. But if it isn't super sweet. This book follows a large family. I forget their last name, but they're a family, and the main character is Charlie. She's the youngest of that family. Everybody has come home for the weekend for the wedding of one of the sisters. However, it seems that something happened between one of the brothers and the rest of the family, seeing as they're not in a good place right now. Drama ensues from there. It is super fun, super dramatic. There's a lot of crazy shenanigans going on. Basically, everything that could go wrong at a wedding goes wrong. At its core, though, it's a story about family, and I think it was very heartwarming. As someone who has a close relationship with my sibling, it was really, really sweet to see all these siblings interact. I thought it was really cute, and I think it could definitely warm up your heart, even though it is not very short. Fall returns every year. Name an old favorite you'd like to return to soon. So I'm gonna cheat on this one and say The Hunger Games. And the reason I'm cheating is because technically I already returned to this. I literally finished the series yesterday, but this is a series that I've been wanting to return to for a while, seeing as when I read it years ago, I absolutely loved it, and I just wanted to revisit them and see how good they were. In fact, I made an entire video trying to see if the Hunger Games series was still good and how my opinions would change. That video will be linked down below and in the iCard. But spoiler alert for that video, I still absolutely love this series, and I still absolutely love the movies. I am planning on watching Mockingjay today, even though I watched both Mockingjay movies like a couple months ago. But you know what? They're good, and I like them. So, Catching Fire is fantastic. Best one in the series, both the book and movie. I had a lot of fun reading these over a week and a half. It was really like being transported back 3-4 years ago. My girl Katniss, still kick-ass. Peeta, still so sweet. Gale, still could have done without him. So I'm very happy that I got to spend a little bit of time going back to this. Fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite fall cozy reading accessories. Well, I have exactly one Bath & Body Works candle, and it's not even fall themed, but it is my favorite candle that Bath & Body Works has ever put out. It's called Hot Buttered Rum, and it smells like a dream. It smells a mixture of like a really warm, sweet drink and chocolate. Like, oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. And I've burned a little bit of it. There's still quite a lot left, actually. Other than that, this is Tweety. He is very, very old. My sister won this for me from Six Flags when I was like 6 years old, and it shows. He is quite dirty. He hasn't had a bath in a while. His poor jacket, like all the red fabric has completely torn off. There's a rip in his head. There are many rips. There have been many rips. They've all been sewn up with like multicolored thread. His eyes, like you can't even see, but there was supposed to be like another blue outline there, and it's just completely rubbed off. So actually when I see this in the middle of the night staring at me, it's actually kind of scary. I should get this sewed up and then throw him in the laundry because he really needs it. I have had this for way too long. I will continue to have it for way too long. What are you gonna do about it? Okay, that's it! That was the finally fall book tag. Honestly, I have no idea what this even was. This may be the messiest video I've ever made. What else is new? If you somehow still enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, let me know some of your answers to these questions. If you enjoy this sort of content and you want to see more of it from me, then make sure to hit that subscribe button because I make videos every Friday. Also, I'm on platforms, so if you want to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, and Letterboxd, those links will be in the description down below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!